All right. Good afternoon. It's exactly 3 minutes past 5. That is 1700 hours in South Africa. Welcome to this week Elliot Wave Weekly Analysis webinar. We're a day late. We usually have these webinars on a Monday, but today is a Tuesday. We had some network problems yesterday. So there's been a lot of thunderstorms affecting the network here in South Africa, around South Africa, Johannesburg. So it was quite challenging to do the webinar, so I had a power cut. So we are doing this webinar on a Tuesday today. Okay, so we are gonna go through as many pairs as possible. There's a lot of nice setups in the market this week, some of which have not played out, some of which have already played out, some of us are already trading them. Okay, so we're gonna start with the dollar index today. Let's look at the DXY. So just remember, what I do here is an overview of the market. I'm not doing trade setups. I don't give signals or anything like that. What I do is a high-level overview of the market, give you what I think, what my bias is on the market. Obviously, if you're here, you're probably already trading. So what you basically just need to do is to apply your strategy in addition to what I would have done here with my analysis. So my strategy is Elliot wave analysis combined with harmonics. I found that harmonics and Elliot wave combination works very well. Okay, so that's what I always do. I always combine the two, Elliot waves and harmonics. That's generally my strategy. So looking at the DXY, so this is the overall picture of the DXY. So I'm not gonna go far back, so you can see there I've got an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the yellow degree, and now we are busy with this wave A here. So I'm gonna look at this wave A and how we want to trade this wave A. Okay. So the impulse you can see in yellow degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3 is the higher degree, which means we still need to get a 4 completed in blue, but now we just need to focus on this swing here because that's where we are right now and see what's happening with the dollar index. I'll show you my view here. Okay, so basically after the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you've learned the Elliott wave method, you know that after the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you get an A, B, C correction. So what we need to establish here is we can see that we are in the A correction, so we need to see how far in the A correction we are. So this is where we are on the A. So on the A, we know that the A is a 5-wave structure. A is a 5-wave structure. You can see that we've got a red. Look at the red here. If you look at the red degree, just look at the red degree. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So under the red degree, under the red degree, let me just use the green color. My pen is jumping up and down. Right, so you can see under the red, this is the lower degree under the red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you can see that this is the 5 of the green. So we still need to complete the red. So how do we know that the red is completed? So the red is, we are currently in this wave 4 here, and I'm gonna go down lower. This is the daily time frame. I'm gonna go down lower to just look at this wave 4. Let's look at the wave 4. So right now, what this is telling me is that we are completing the wave 4 of the red in the A, in this red A. So we are completing this red wave 4. How do we know that it's completed? When this breaks, I need to draw this properly. Right, so when this breaks here, then we know that the wave 4 is completed, but not just a break. We need to get a break and a correction. So after this correction, then we are going for our wave 5. Okay, so we know the size of wave 5 is projected by Phipps, but that's not what we do here on this webinar. So what this means is that in the next couple of days, if this confirms and when we do get that flag, then it means that the dollar is going to be weak for the next couple of days. Right, so that's the dollar index. on the 4 hour. I'm going to go to the Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar is exactly the flip. It's exactly the flip, the opposite mirror image of the dollar index. As you can see here, this is what I have. I've got this, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. We're currently in the fourth wave, and this is actually the A. So what we want here is to complete the A. We want to see where the A or the wave 4 completes. Okay, we're actually on the 4 hour time frame. I had a couple of ideas here of what this pair can possibly do. Just clear all those things. So this is what I think would happen here. This is the euro. So yesterday, when this pair was playing out, I posted a trade thinking that this was going to make this ending diagonal. You can see that we had a very nice impulse 1, 2, 3, and then this 4 was supposed to be here. This would have been that. This would have then been our wave 5. See, ending as a diagonal 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go up. But I still want this to complete the B. See, this is only the way. I thought this was the leading diagonal in wave A, but actually it has changed the structure. This is a nice process. There's an alternative count that is currently happening here, and it is this one here. This possibility here. Remember, the dollar index looks like it has completed that wave 4 going down, and we are in the wave 4 going up. All right, so if the dollar index is completed, we're going to get this impulse. We already got the impulse here, and we're going to get this correction. Remember, it's the same thing that I said on wave 4 of the dollar index. If we break out here and we get a flag, we are going for our wave 5. Same thing with the dollar index. If you break down, get a flag, you are going to wave 5. So dollar index and the euro are exactly opposite. So here, I'm not exactly convinced that we are ready to go on the euro. So this is what I think would happen here. I still think that there is this pattern here. You see here, we've got an impulse, we've got a correction, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got an impulse. So this correction can come and tag here. After tagging there, then we go down to complete this green wave 5. After the green wave 5, then we get the B. Or rather, if we don't get that B, this is what will happen. Let's just get this wave 4 here. Then the labeling will change to this. Your labeling will change to this. You are going to get 1, 2, 3 zigzag. And I know that this should not pass the 138 retracement. And this will now be a W, X, Y. Then that will complete this wave 4 of the euro US dollar, and then we'll be ready to go. We're currently going up now. If we do get an impulse here, we will go now. But otherwise, I'm still expecting that we're going to get this correction. I'm going to draw it clearly for you here. Maybe I must just zoom in and show you exactly how I think this will play out. So if this is not an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is what's going to happen. Get the blue. I want it to tag here, straight line. So if it tags there, this is what I get. An impulse, correction, and an impulse, giving me this pattern. And if you have done your Elliot wave theory, you'll know that that pattern is an expanded flat. It breaks the extreme of the impulse, and it breaks the A. So then we'll get an expanded flat, and then we come down. Here we already have in the lower degree, you can see that we've got a 1, 2, 3. It's a zigzag. Okay, so here on the yellow degree, you will anticipate the same. 1, 2, 3 in the red. Okay, and then that whole thing that whole structure will give you a clear 1, 2, 3, which I label WXY again. Same thing, WXY. WXY just tells me it's 3 waves instead of 5 waves. Right? I was labeling 3 waves here, but it looks like it may not be 3 waves. So this is what I think. The lowest that this can go is around the 143 area, which is the retracement of wave 4. Wave 4 usually retraces. Remember, I'm talking about the yellow wave 4 here. It usually retraces around the 38% area. Okay? But also, you can look at the indicator. The indicator is telling us that we're ready to go. So this, we may get this drop. If we get this lower low here, and the indicator continues to make a higher high, then this will be a good opportunity to buy here, Euro US dollar. Okay. All right. It's clear all that. So that is Euro. So just wait for it to break here. Wait for it to break here and do this. Then we're ready to go long term on Euro US dollar. Okay. All the way up to 1,250. That's over 300-400 pips to the upside. Okay. So that's Euro. US dollar CAD. Very interesting pair. Most of our members are already short from here yesterday, because we knew that this was just going to make a WXY. If we can just make an adjustment there, make an adjustment there. This is going down. So we shorted this one yesterday on the break of the flag. So I'm just adjusting it. So this is what I do every time, because I already have my chart labeled all the way far back. So the only thing I do is just make adjustment as the market unfolds. So if I just switch everything off here, just going to switch the labeling off and just show you how we've been labeling this. So this is the daily. EuroCAD is quite easy. If you look at my previous video, I detailed how we got this whole correction here labeled. But simply, this is what has happened here. We got an impulse here. And after getting the impulse, we got 3 corrections, which is 1, 2, 3. We got another correction, actually a connector, which is a 1, 2, 3. After the connector, we got another correction, which is a zigzag, 1, 2, 3. Got another connector, 1, 2, 3. Then we got another correction, which is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then all that, we just put in the trend line. All this correction, we were able to label clearly to know when it was time to go down. So you can see the first correction, we'll call it a W. The connector, we always call them X's. Second connector is a Y. Second correction is a Y. Second connector is an X. Connectors are always X. And this was a Z. Okay, and we bought this one right at the tip. There's a strategy that we used to do that. And we are now simply waiting for this swing to be equals to this swing, giving us a nice A, B, C in the higher degree. We can just indicate with a blue color that this is a higher degree. You can see A, B, C here in this degree. And this C ends at 1,55, 1,155. So that's our target. So anything that happens here, any pullback that is happening here, is nothing but a correction. So here, this is the correction that we're currently in, that we've just shorted again yesterday. Because every time, that's what we do. So here on the WXY, I see, because some people have watched my webinar and they just want to label everything WXY. There is a strategy for this. And there's also fib levels for this. It's not just a matter of a direction. It's not just a matter of seeing one W there, X, Y, X, Z there, and you just label everything a W, X, Y, Z. There's fib rules that needs to be applied there. Okay, so we are down here on this swing. And just to show you what you could have done and how many pips you could have made here on this swing, I've indicated in previous webinars. You see that you get an impulse, you get a flag. Every time the flag breaks, you just sell. You see you get a flag here, you sell. Right now, we got a pullback. We knew when we were getting a pullback that we were not going up. We just sold. Here, same thing. We are going up, and this is going up correctively. This is why we sold this one yesterday. And this is the reason why we sold, going into the 4-hour chart and just looking at the analysis. You can see that this can see that this is going very correctively and has now broken this trend line here. Well, I don't really trade trend lines. I've got this labeled. If you see here, there's a label, there's a count here that tells me when we're ready to go. And here we are going. We're actually going. Right, so the target is still the overall 1,155. Around here, I was around 1,300 pips on the long-term trade. Okay, so we still have 1,000 more pips to go to 1,155. So we are short on this one, and this is why we took a short here. If you look at the 1 hour time frame, I posted this. Actually, I was not in front of my screen yesterday. I just told the guys in the group that they must look for the break of this flag here. This was a textbook flag. Look at this one here. Easy trading. This was easy trading here. Just the break of the flag tells us that we're ready to go, and we went. So already about 50 pips in profit there. Okay. So that is the trade. So we're looking to the downside. If you're looking for any trade here, the only thing you need to do is wait for flags. You just need to wait for flags to do this. Okay, and target the downside. So you cannot take it here, because if you take it here, your stop is going to be very wide. It needs to be up above that flag over there. Okay, so that's US dollar CAD, and that's how we traded it. That's 1 hour. Okay, and my favorite pair is next. That is New Zealand US dollar. New Zealand US dollar. Or maybe before I get you New Zealand US dollar, just show you the quickly. I'm not going to show you quickly, but you're going to have the video, so you can always pause and just look at that wave count on that whole correction that I was showing you. So this is the US dollar CAD. Just show you that WXYZ that I was talking about. Let's take that off. Right, so this was that 1, 2, 3. You can see that is the first W. Okay, the second one in red. This is the connector. Let me just make the connectors. See the connectors are in red. Okay, and then the corrections in yellow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we actually traded these pips up to here, these pips up to here, and all of these pips. So this is how we traded these pips. If we can just go too far and show you what the analysis was on this one. Let's clear all that. This is how we traded this. Not here. Show you USD CAD. So I can show you that this is actually not guesswork. You can see here, this is how this was traded. We had a plan. We always have a plan. We wait for the market to come to us. We waited for the break of this for the break of this downtrend here. Okay, so somebody who trades trend lines would have thought that because this has broken, it broke the trend line there, and it also broke the trend line there. You would have tried to sell it there. You would have tried to sell it there. But we know when to sell the trend line, when the trend lines are broken. Okay, so you can see here, we waited for this to come and do the Z. So we see, it is nice when I'm doing it here, and you can see this WXYZ. But hindsight, well, they say hindsight is the best sight, but it doesn't help you when it comes to trading. You want to see these things well before they happen. So you can see here, we were on the X, the second X, and we were waiting for this Z. Remember I said I bought it right at the tip? If you go to your website, to your okay, I was just reaching on the chat box here. It seems like somebody said they are unmuted. So let me just manage the participant here, make sure that everybody is muted. Sorry about that. I'm only seeing that now. So everybody is muted. I hope there is no interference. Now, so I was just showing you how this was done. Break of that, got this trade, and we are currently getting this trade all the way down to the 1,55. Okay, same leg as that. This is not guesswork. We held this plan all along. So that's why I don't worry when we get these pullbacks, because I know my overall target is still 1,000 pips away. So I just hold it and I don't worry about it. Okay. So that's USD CAT. Just want to close that now. All right. So there was quite a detailed plan on this. I'm going to go back to my platform. So here we are. So next pair is New Zealand US dollar. New Zealand US dollar. So here we've got a potentially great trade coming up. I'm going to repeat what I've been repeating on all the webinars that we've had previously on this pair. Okay, so on the daily, let me go to the 4-hour chart quickly, daily. All right. I've got so many drawings, that's why my charts are loading a bit slowly there. Okay. I'm on the daily chart. Let's take this off. It's just to indicate to the guys in the premium group when I take trades, why I'm taking them and what kind of corrections I'm looking at. So now let's look at this one. I've been posting this trade, I've been discussing this trade almost on every webinar that I have held since I started a couple of weeks back. And this is the reason why this one is very interesting. Okay, so let me just label there. Looks like there is some, my labeling has gone off there, 3, 4, 5. So I'm trading fractal together with Elliot waves here, together with patterns. So look here, I'm looking at this fractal. Here you're getting this impulse first of all. So after the impulse, you are getting an ABC correction. This is a A, B, C correction. So you can see that I still have a long way to go to the upside. I want these two swings to be equal. Right now, I'm on a pullback. So I always say the market does not move in a straight line. So the overall target is to the upside, but right now we're pulling back. And this is how we're going to trade this. This is how we're going to trade this. So look at this fractal between the two legs. I like the yellow color. So let's clear everything. So you see here on this swing, you get an upside. On this swing, you get an upside. Let me draw it slowly and remove this. Right, so you went up there, both sides. You came down, and if you take your fib tool, this retraced at the 61% of this. This one came down, retraced at the 61% of this. It went up, it went up. Okay? So those who trade advanced pattern, you will know that what this looks like. Look at this one here, look at this pattern. So obvious to spot. Here there was a clear Gartley pattern ending at the 78. This is the 78 area, and I'm going to do it now quickly. This is the 78 area. If I take the fib tool just to measure that level, here, retracement, started from the swing to the end, you can see that this line here is exactly at the 78. Exactly at the 78 area. What happened after that? It went for how many pips? It went for 1,200 pips almost, 1,100 pips. Right, so what is happening here? On the left, on the right, I mean, exactly the same thing is happening. So I said, you got to move up. Remember, you got to move up. Came down, went up, came down, went up, came down to the 78. What are we doing now? We are coming right at the 78. So let's look if we're going to have the exact same pattern here. So this is the pattern that you'll be anticipating here. Look here. Okay, and I clear everything. And let's measure that, the way it happens. If I study here to the end, see where the 78 is. Look, it's exactly at the trend line. The 78 before, what was the 78 before? It was exactly at the trend line. For how many pips? For 1,100 pips. How many pips are we anticipating here? Exactly the same, over 1,000 pips. But you need to know how to trade this and how to enter these things. Okay, so the strategy that I use does not require me to make a decision. The strategy makes a decision for me. It tells me when it's ready to buy. I've got rules that I follow that tells me that when this and this confirms, then I'm buying or I'm selling or I'm taking the trade. So here, this will be a very nice trade if we get this to this trend line. Okay, we've been trading this from when we spotted the fractal here. This fractal we spotted when we were still here. Because we could see the similarity between that string and this string. And we knew that when we got here, we needed to come down and come up and then come down. Now we are seeing a pattern that has happened before. You see, that's already a fractal. So now I'm anticipating that we're going to get this exact same number of pips that we got to the upside. Because I want this to be equal, these two legs. Okay, from here. So that's going to be a very nice trade. So what you do is when you get this trade and you get the entry point, obviously we don't discuss entry points here, stop losses and whatnot. We discuss that in our group for the people that have attended our courses. So when you get this trade and you enter, set it, take the trade, put your stop, put your take profit, and forget it for a couple of days. Because when it does these pullbacks, your emotions are going to get involved. Remember, check if you had this trade here and you are in so many pips profit. When you get these deep retracements, you're going to take the trade off. You're going to close it and you're going to miss all of this. So it's even better to open a separate account that you don't check regularly. Okay, open a separate account, set this trade, forget it for a couple of days. Couple of days, weeks later, you're going to wake up to over 1,100 pips. This is going to be a very interesting trade. Okay, so it's not only that is confirming. There's a number of things that are confirming, and this is another one. Another confirmation here is that you will be trading equal legs of this. A and B of a zigzag must be equal. Okay, so this is your A. Where does the A end? Also at the trend line. It also ends at the trend line. So your ABC also confirms. Okay. So many confirmations there. I'm almost tempted to say it's a short trade, but I don't like the word short trade because you can always make mistakes. Anything can go wrong. Okay, so that's New Zealand US dollar. New Zealand US dollar. Okay, gold. Most of people like gold. So gold will go with the Euro US dollar. So there's only just one thing that we're waiting for with gold. It has broken this downtrend. If you want to see the analysis on gold, the webinars that I've done previously, the one on the 23 July, still applies to this. So you can see that I was still anticipating that gold will come down here to this level, to the 244 level. 244 level. Based on this, let's draw it clearly. This WXY. I wanted it to go there, but it looks like it has gone up now. But that's not a problem. Actually, I would not have taken a trade even if I knew it was going up there. The only time I'll take a trade is when I get a confirmation. This is the daily. It's when I get a confirmation in the lower time frame that I'm getting something like this, correction. Then I know that I'm ready to go. But otherwise, anything can happen when it's like this. For now, it's nothing but just an impulse. And an impulse can just come back down to the level that I'm looking for, which is 1244. Okay, so that's gold for now. I'm not going to trade gold, but it's now out of the channel. If it gives me a nice low time frame correction, then it's time to take it, and the target will be 1,376. Okay, actually missed this one. This would have been a nice entry point. If you can look here, there's a textbook flag there above the trend, so that would have been a nice trade for those who take it. Congratulations. I'm only going to wait for the pullback. I didn't take this one, so you can see there. Actually, this I drew it afterwards. This would have been a nice entry point, right? So those who took it would have taken it there. Somebody could have taken it there. Right now, there is nothing, no entry point, but there is some point you will get a deep correction here. You will get a deeper correction. Maybe not this deep like that. It may just go sideways like that. But when it breaks, you know it's time to go. Stop loss under the flag. So that's gold. We're not sure if it's ready to go there because it may just do this. This may just be a three-wave pullback. This is where we are now. It may just be a three-wave pullback. You can see that we've got a 1, we've got a 2, we've got a 3. And at equal legs, this thing may just reverse. And we'll know that it is reversing when it does this. When it breaks this, flex, we know that we're ready to go. Down to the 1,244, and at 12444, 1244. Then that was my planned buy area. But now it went up before my buy area. Okay, so that's fine. That's gold. Okay, US dollar ZAR. We like US dollar ZAR in South Africa. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the higher time frame a bit. For our switch it off. So we've traded this one to the upside, and it's also in the past webinars. Okay, so this is US dollars ZAR. So number of things that we're looking at there. I'm gonna switch on my, just hold a second. I'm gonna switch on the count there. I know it looks complicated, but we're gonna uncomplicate it a bit. So I always say Elliot wave is not about all those labelings that we put on there. It's about the patterns that we're looking at. So here, there's something very interesting here. We had this impulsive wave here. And after that impulsive wave, we have this. But before we talk about this one, let's talk about what we thought initially. We thought this was doing this. We thought that we were getting a triangle here. Okay? So we thought we were going to get an A, B, C, D, and then we're going to get an E here and go down. Okay, but we knew that there were two options, and I've discussed these two options in the previous webinar. Okay, so this is the option that did not work out, but we made money. And this is how we made money. If you look here, we have this Gartley pattern here. You can see the Gartley pattern. We bought it there. We bought US dollar ZAR. Most of us took profits there. Some held it through, okay, in anticipation that it's going to come and break there, but it didn't break, and there's a reason why it didn't do that. Okay, so that Gartley pattern gave us a couple of pips. Let's just check how many pips. We had a number of trades running in one here. We still got 620 pips on this one because of this pattern, but it's not only that pattern that is playing out now. Remember, this whole correction is here in this triangle. So this is what is happening in the triangle. Let's get a different color. You got the impulse. My mouse is just a bit jumpy. Just excuse me. I'm going to draw it slowly. Right. Okay. That's that impulse. So everything in here is just correcting this impulse. So you must know, when you talk about the correction, you must know what it is correcting. Right, so we've got that impulse, but here I've got another impulse, and here I've got this correction here. Those who are in our group who are learning Elliott wave will recognize this pattern. This is a textbook regular flat, and we know that after the regular flat completes, we go up. Okay, so here we're going up. What is the target? So initially we had one target for the first target, which was the triangle, and the second target would be this one, which we crop here, equal legs of that. You can see where that ends. Let me take off all these fibs so that you can see clearly. Take off my analysis. I actually thought it was going to come and take the blue line and go down, but it didn't. And there's a good reason why it didn't do that, which we anticipated as well. So you see that this is exactly equal to that. Why is it equal? Just draw that. Why is it equal? Look at that. Regular flat does not break the top, ends around this area. So what this is doing, what is happening here essentially is that you're getting an ABC. It's a three-wave structure. That's why this is equal to that. Okay? Then okay, so it keeps going away when I move the screen, but that's fine. You can see that we've got a three-wave structure there. Okay, so show that one. So that three-wave structure, we can count it as one as well, giving us a 1, 2. What should happen after that? 3. This will now be equals to that. And then you've got your 1, 2, 3 wave correction. Okay, so we don't know if it's going to come and take this low here and then go up. Okay, so that's euro, that's US dollar ZAR. Okay, so we have now broken that uptrend. As I always say, breaking the trend doesn't mean we're ready to go. We need to break and make a lower time frame correction. So go onto the 1 hour chart. Whenever it does this, you just sell. Whenever it does this, you just sell. This is how this pair works. You're just going to be selling. Whenever it does this, you just sell. Okay, so you can see that's what it always does. If you look at it previously, every swing, that's what it does. So easy to trade this. You got a swing, flag, you sell. Impulse, flag, sell. Impulse, flag, sell. And we sold most of this. Every time we get a flag, we sell. Every time we get a flag, we sell. Every time we get a flag, we sell. Okay? So now here, we also did the same thing. So there was also a pattern which one of the students that we have in this week's online course has sent for us. It's a butterfly pattern. Where does the butterfly pattern end? If you take your fib, the butterfly pattern ends at the 1,61 extension. Let's just do that. Let's see. So you've got your X, A, B, C. Okay. So your butterfly would end at, this one is actually ending at the 100% extension. So I'm looking at this butterfly actually does not comply to the rules. Let's just look at it quickly. Let's check the extension. We check it with the extension. Check it with the extension. That one will be at equal legs. No, it does not make a butterfly. So the butterfly is not a valid pattern there. Okay. Let's check quickly here. Should be the 1618. Not. Okay, so the butterfly is not valid. So I haven't taken this trade, but this is a good. If somebody was following this and you've got this strategy, you use the same strategy. This is what you would have done with this pair. on the 1 hour time frame. This is the 1 hour. This is what you would have done, and this is how you would have traded it. So you don't have to know the reversal, but you will know whether the reversal is confirmed when it does this. You've got an impulse here, and it makes this flag, textbook flag. I was just not watching this trade, but it did this. If somebody was watching and they sold it here, you'd have been in this couple of pips profit now. So if you didn't take it there, it's not a problem. The market always gives you an opportunity. Wait for it to give you something like this. If it does, then you go all the way up to around the 11 rand area. Okay, so do not panic when the market leaves you behind. It always gives you a chance to enter, and it will. So you'll get that. You may even get that. You will keep getting this. You'll keep getting this every single time, and you can just keep adding trades whenever it does that. It's just dollars are. Okay, Audi USD. Let's look at the 4 hour. This is another interesting pair as well. So Audi US dollar, textbook stuff. There's the things that we do when we learn the waves. You can see that we've got an impulse. After the impulse, we're getting a correction. And this correction has got rules. This is a textbook expanding flat. Okay? A textbook expanding flat. And this flat we're going to be buying it here at the 1,618. The 1,618 extension is sitting right on the trend line. Okay, so I said that when you have got a strategy, the strategy must make the decisions for you. You should not be making any decisions. You should have a trust strategy with rules that tells you when to take a trade. So my strategy will tell me when to take a trade. So for now, this is my plan around this trend line. And I'm not buying because it's at the trend line. I'm buying because I'm buying the flat. And I know the rules of a flat. I know the fib rules of a flat. Okay. So here, I'll be buying here the 1,618. So let's see. Let's look what it is doing now. Very interesting. And you'll see that my charts are not labeled all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. There's no need for that. I know when to enter. So the 1 hour time frame, the 15-hour time frame, I do label it sometimes if I need to get the pinpointed direction of the market. So what is happening here now? What is happening now is that you've got the impulse, you're getting a flag. And this is actually ending as a diagonal. It's ending as a diagonal in X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 needs to happen. And after this flag, I'm anticipating that we're going to get a break to the downside. Maybe even push, because a diagonal, we know the rules of a diagonal. Okay. Then this 5 can even push down here. And most of the time when it pushes down there, some strategists will be telling you, oh, you're ready to sell under the trend line, it has broken. But we know that a diagonal pushes down or pushes up with 5 with volume, pushes the trend, and then reverses. Okay? And then we're going to be reversing here, and we're going to be buying the Aussie for many, many pips. Okay? And the strategy that I use tells me where to buy. It doesn't tell me around which area. I know the pinpointed places to buy. Yes, my stop loss will be varied. It will be located in a certain position, but I know exactly the pinpointed area where to take the trade. So here, this is what you'll be looking for with the Aussie. You're gonna be looking at this 1, 2. You're looking at these 3 waves. See how easy it is. You're looking for these 3 waves. So now what you have essentially done here, you know where to enter and the direction. So now what is left is to get a strategy. The strategy is what I don't discuss here. So whenever you get, if this goes, then whenever you get pullbacks like this, you just keep buying. Keep buying. You can keep buying or keep moving your stop loss into profit. Okay? So obviously somewhere in the middle, you may get a deeper one. Somewhere around here, you may get a deeper one. And then carry on until you get all the way to the, what is that target? Let's just check the target. Let's clear all that. So our target there is 84. We are currently around, okay, the entry point will be around 76. So we're talking about 800 pips. Okay, so one of those things that you set and forget. One of those trades that you set and forget so that you don't get your emotions involved. You want to make, just get this off here. Just excuse me. We manage the participants. I can see I've got participants. And right, sorry about that. As I was saying that you only want to make technical mistakes. That's allowed. It's fine. We are human. We make mistakes, but you don't want to make emotional mistakes. That's why you need a solid strategy, and that's what we have here. I trust this strategy with everything. Okay, I put my money where it tells me that I should. Okay, obviously I make mistakes. That's why I put in a stop loss. That's why I use risk management, because I know there's nothing 100% in the market. So you can see this is a very, very nice trade if it plays out. This is Audi US dollar. Okay. Let's look at Audi JPY. Okay. Okay, Audi JPY. This is one of the few trades that I label all the way to the 15-minute chart, just to show you that somebody asked me which time frame I use, and I said I use all time frames. If I go onto the monthly time frame and any of these pairs on my watch list, you will see that they are all labeled from the monthly all the way down to the lower time frame. And this is just an example. 15-minute. I am on the 15-minute. Even the 15-minute time frame works. Okay, so this is fractals. What happens in the lower time frame happens in the higher time frame. You can see that this ending diagonal on the lower time frame, or maybe not just the diagonal, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in white there. You can see that 5 waves in white. And on the 15 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in purple. And then after the 5 we dropped, I actually posted this trade on Facebook, and people were wondering when it kept pushing higher and higher. This is what I was talking about, ending diagonals or diagonals. They push through wave 5. And if I take the volume indicator, I'm not going to do that here now. We don't have much time. If you check the volume indicator, this wave pushes up with a lot of volume. Pushes up with a lot of volume. This is Audi JPY, 15-minute chart. You can see all these pips went down from there. And this actually goes fast because this is only 15-minute candles. Okay, go 1 hour. Some people will actually prefer this because you need the patience required to trade long term. You require a lot of discipline. Okay, so here this is simple. You've got a wave 5 there in white. Got a wave C. If I were to take ABC there, you can see that this whole thing is a diagonal. That will be my A. And then I've got a B there. And then I've got a C. Okay? But this is in a different degree. So let's make it higher, or yellow. See how easy it is to label here? Somebody once asked me if there's a indicator of I've got a program to help me label. It's just on TradingView. Everything is populated, pre-populated. See how quick it is. So ABC, if you wanted to trade this to the downside, you're probably late. Actually, you are late because you've got this diagonal A, you've got this correction B, and then you just need this. This will give you a zigzag correction. And after the zigzag, we'll be ready to go. Okay, so that's how you trade RDJPY. And there's also a pattern there. Let's just look at the pattern. A couple of my students, actually, this pattern was spotted by one of the students that have attended the recent online course. And this is what we're anticipating here. Remember, when you take a pattern, you must take it at the low of the swing. So if we're taking it here, see, I'm taking it right at the low of the swing. Some make a mistake to come and take it here, to come and take it there. Okay. So this is where the C is. You can see that this is my 78 area, because this is a Gatli pattern. Is it a Gatli? No, it's a bet. So my C is supposed to be here at the 88. And if we check here the 88, if you check the 88, everybody knows the zigzag must be equal legs. We'll be buying in this zone. We'll be buying it here. And this is what we are buying. And we know exactly where we're buying. We know exactly where we're buying. And that is here at the 88. We put buy limit orders. Okay, and then we'll be anticipating a move that is equals to this one. Something like this here. From here. And that is 91 from 88. No, 90, yeah, 91, around 91 from 88. That's over 300 pips. Arrow looks big because it's a 4-hour chart. Okay, but that will give us about 300 pips to the upside. Okay, so we'll trade RDJPY. Okay, so let's look at the next one. New Zealand JPY. New Zealand JPY, there's a pattern there that you can trade. Very nice Gatli or bad pattern there that will end around this area. Could end at the trend line. Even if it does end, I'm sure that trend line is right at the 78 or the 88. You can see right at the 88. And this is a bet. 50%. We know there. So around the 50% area, New Zealand JPY, you'll be buying around this area. Okay. Easy like that. Just using patterns and Fibonacci. That's AJ. I'm sorry, New Zealand JPY. All right, so now I'm going to do all the pound pairs. Right. I don't know what the news has been on the pound pairs, but in our group from Monday, we just started buying the pound pairs because they were all confirming one thing and one thing only, and that was upside. Let's look at the pound US dollar. We've been buying all these pound pairs, so we're over 200 pips in profit on all these ones. You can see here these projections. All right, so pound US dollar. Pound US dollar, we had this 1, 2. I'm not going to go high level to see the higher time frame because, as I said, my charts are labeled all the way from the monthly all the way down to the 15-minute chart sometimes, but mostly the 4 and the 1 hour chart. You can see that I've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 higher time frame there, but I'm not looking at that. I'm just going to look here on this latest swings, the up one and its correction. Okay, so here you can see that I've got these 5 waves completed to the upside, and I'm anticipating that now we are going for a correction. But this correction can be bought as well. This is a 4-hour chart. So you can see that this channel, this down move has been broken to the upside. Okay, if you didn't take this one yet, we already in the trade from our group. We already took the trade here. Just undo. We already bought it somewhere here. So what we said in the group is take half positions. And when you get this confirmation, right? We haven't got the confirmation. We're still on half position. When you get this half confirmation like this above the channel, then take the full trade now. You add another half, and then you let it run. So whenever it does this, you keep buying. Whenever it does this, you keep buying. Okay? So we do not know what pattern it's going to make. Remember, this is a correction. This is a correction. A number of things can happen here. All we know that we've got upside here. Okay? But the first target will be the 50% of this. If it's the 50% of this, then we'll be anticipating that it will make a zigzag. And that will be 1, 2, 3. And then your B is something like this. Okay? Right? But it does not, the zigzag is not the only correction. It can make a flat correction, which does this. Comes here, just takes the low and come back. And that will be a flat correction. We call it a flat correction because it's correcting sideways. Okay? So this one that comes and takes like that, ends around the A, that will be a regular flat. And we'll see when I talk about the flats on the other pairs. It will be a regular flat, and then we'll be ready to go for the higher degree. Okay? But for now, I've already given the trades for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so we're still going to go up a couple of days. We're still going to go down a couple of days. We're still going to go up a couple of days. Okay, but for now, we're just focusing here on this up move. So when we get a correction here, the correction here will guide us as to the kind of move that we're anticipating here. So that is the pound. We're already long on the pound. Okay, pound US dollar, pound JPY. I'm going to show you something very interesting on pound JPY and how powerful these patterns are. Okay, and this is what makes understanding Elliott wave better. Okay, I'm going to show you something very interesting. So this here, what I have, before I show you what I have here, let me show you the long term. Before I show you this interesting thing that I'm talking about. You can see that we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that we are waiting for the wave 5 to complete, right? Waiting for the wave 5 to complete. Okay, we were getting this correction to the downside. A down move like this does not necessarily mean that the trend is reversed. We may just be in a correction, and look at this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we know that we're ready to go for wave 5? And I'm going to show you the power of patterns, of understanding patterns. Because that's what Elliott wave is about. It's about patterns. Okay, I'm going to go into the 1 hour chart and just look what is happening here. So we get the correction up to wave 4, up to Y, and then we got the C impulse to the upside. It's coming now, just loading it up. Okay, you see that is the channel, the down channel that was happening. That's the down channel. Let me take this off here. So that is the down channel. And then after the channel, we got this impulse. And I'm on the 1 hour chart now. What happens to the impulse after the impulse? We get this impulse to the downside. And somebody will be saying, okay, it went up and now it's at the trend line, it's reversing again. And then it does this correction. Remember, we're on the 1 hour. When it did the correction, I saw it breaking down. But I could see that this was doing nothing but a regular flat. This was a regular flat. This happened about an hour and a half ago, just before we started the webinar. And when this happened, this is what I did. I went and sent the chart to my group. Let me just go to my group. I hope you don't see our secrets there. This is our trading room. This is where we post all the analysis. Look what I did there. I said it's going to just break. This is a 60-minute chart. I said it's just going to break down and then move all the way to the upside. What happened after that? This was about an hour ago. Look at the time, just look at that. Today at 4, it's about 2 hours ago, 4 or 5. Remember we bought this. So imagine if you had the confidence to hold trades. So this is what we get in the group. We get the confidence to hold trades. When you are getting this move, and it looked powerful, you can look at the candle, it was going down. anybody would have panicked thinking, okay, it's going down. All right, so we don't panic because we know how patterns work. It comes down into the blue box, reverses exactly on the blue box. Just go back to the platform. And we clear. It's just that I've removed the blue box now. Can you see right here? This is what the blue box is. Not a peep less. Not a peep longer than the equal legs of this regular flat. And this is how powerful these patterns are. Look at that. Right there. And then it reverses. It reverses. Okay, and we're still keeping our longs on the pound pairs. So on the break of this flag, on the break of when it breaks this flag, we're gone. We're going, and then we're going to get that wave 5, and we know what the minimum wave 5 should be based on Fibonacci's. Okay, so that is a pound JPY. So this was what the pound was giving us all along. Okay, so some trades. Next one, I can't remember, one of the members in our group sent a CAD trade. It had a slight mistake on it, which I corrected. But that's what we do in the group. They send the analysis and we comment, and then we analyze it. So this was actually not analyzed by me, by one of the students. So that's what we do in the group. All the students, I don't even want to call them students anymore. These guys are traders. They're sending quality charts. Okay. Let me take this off. You can see that we've got a similar pattern. As much as it's a flag, I mean, you hear me talking about flags, but flags are corrective structures, and you need to understand what types of corrections they're doing. And already here, you can see that we've got a impulse. Why is my mouse jumping like that? Okay, we've got an impulse. We're getting a correction. Just show you what a flag means. So these flags, you need to understand them also. It's not just a flag for nothing. So this is a 1, 2, 3 regular flat, and it's going up now. Okay, so that's what we have. When it breaks to the upside, you can see that we actually posted this as a free trade on the free group. Okay, I don't know if I can show you here. You can just pause when you play the video. This is the free group here. I've posted this trade, buy for 900 pips. Okay, so this is the address for the group. This is the address for the group. When you watch the video, you can just press pause and check it if you want to come into the free group. And here is our trading room. Okay. Right, so that's where we are with the pound CAD. We just wanted to break the flag to the upside. It has not done that yet. We still need to break. You can only buy the breakout. Do not just buy. You buy only when it breaks out. Okay, pound CAD, pound chief. So the pound is showing one thing, all of them. Exactly the same as pound CAD, eh? You can see downtrend with a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does it do now? Impulse, and now it's flagging the making. So maybe tomorrow, early hours of tomorrow, or even tonight, later tonight, when I talk tonight, I'm talking South African time. This is what will happen. Oh man, it's flag here. Flag. Only when it breaks to the upside, you can put your buy limit orders just above there, and you ride with it. Okay, so we know what the overall direction is. We are in a correction. We're on A, so we need a B, and then we still need a C. Okay, so you see when you've got the wave theory, you don't only have the next trade. You've got the next couple of trades, the next couple of moves. So that's pound chief, pound New Zealand. Very interesting one. Very interesting. I think I've posted this one on TradingView as well. We are in so many pips on this pair. And this is not guesswork. It's not guesswork. This we do way beforehand. Way before the market plays out. So you just take this arrow off. show you the power of patterns. That's what we trade, the power of patterns and fractals. So this is what's happening here. We've got an impulse. After the impulse, what do we get? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you get another impulse. What happens after the impulse? You get another 1, 2, 3. Guys who've just who've attended our courses know what these patterns are. You can see this is an expanding flat. This is a regular flat. You get an impulse. Get another impulse here. Do it with the right color. My impulses are in yellow. So we get another impulse. After the impulse, what do you get? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, third time lucky. Again, another impulse. This never stops, eh? What do you get after the impulse? Another impulse. This is when I spotted these patterns. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What is this one? This one is a running flat. So you can see that on this swing, we've got all types of patterns: expanding, regular, and running. Expanding, regular, expanding, running flat. All of them in one swing. Textbook stuff. Okay, so we knew this is what was happening, and we did not only know when it got to these patterns. So this is how we know each and every move when you trade it. So this is the 1 hour. I'm going to go 4 hour. So when you're in a long-term trade, swing trade, you need to know and understand the next move to give you the confidence to hold that trade. Okay, because otherwise when you get pullbacks, you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know whether the trend has reversed or if you're going down. Okay, so I want to show you what the trade was here. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for. Okay, all right. Right, so we're looking long term on this pair. And long term is this one here. I'm just going to show this one quickly. I've already shown you the trade. 1, 2, 3. WXY. Correction. We've got this long-term impulse coming here. It's been corrected by a simple ABC. So this is why I'm on a long-term trade, right? So if you're on a long-term trade and you get things like this, you don't worry, because you know this will not go down. It will pull back, yes. It will not go down until the sequence is completed, unless you've made a mistake with the analysis. But that's what we look at. So now we've got these factors. And let me show you the trades that I've posted before. It happened last week with the pound. And this will clarify also the question that most people ask. Do you trade the news? Okay, I didn't know what the news was. I didn't know what Theresa May's plan was. I didn't even know that his party was planning to oust him or anything like that. I only checked the news after I saw the pound doing the exact same thing. So the chart was already telling me what the news was doing. Okay, so this is where we are. So just to show you that this is not guesswork, let's just see if I can find it. That is pound New Zealand. You see here, when it was going down, we were not worried. I knew that it was just going to come down here. If it was going to come down here, it was going to give me a. This is what my Premier Group guys get. If it was going to come down here, it was just going to give me a regular flat, which does not break the top, does not break the A. And then we reversed. We actually reversed here, giving us a running flat here. Okay, so we were anticipating it when it reversed, running flat. We took it like that. Okay, so we know this beforehand, not hindsight. Okay, let's go back to the chart. That's pound New Zealand. I said I'm going to do all the pound pairs. Okay, or at least the majority of them. Pound Audi. It's doing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Actually, this one has already made an impulse and has broken the flag. I'm gonna take another trade now as I'm speaking to you guys on the GA. I usually take the trade. I usually use the trading view as my platform to analyze. I hardly even use MT4. I take the trades on my phone. I analyze on trading view and take the trades on my phone. And right now I'm seeing this confirmation here of a trade. Okay, as I said, we already took this from around here yesterday with our group. So here I'm just taking another trade. Okay. Hope you've got your own strategy to put the stop loss. Okay, so GA. Yes. So that's GA. So this was the analysis before. Textbook stuff. Textbook stuff. So you can see here I'm having a classic expanding flat. Okay. Expanding flat. Let's do that. Okay. Just want to check something here quickly. Right, so that's the expanding flat, as you can see there. Sorry for the silence. I was just checking something there quickly with the fib. So you've got this pattern here. Remember, I said with most of the pound pairs, especially pound Audi and pound JQI, we've got long-term trades running there. Okay, so this is the expanding flat. Okay, we had this swing here, going all the way, WX, and what I'm anticipating here is this. Some of you who've been in our free Telegram group for some time will know that I sent this trade for a trade, set up for a trade right here at the bottom, and this was the reason why. Another pattern, this is a harmonic pattern, a Gartley pattern, and we took it right there, somewhere around here, just above here, and that is at the 78 area. You just look with the fib here, the 78 is there and the 88 is there, so we took it right there. So we know when you take a pattern, a trade with a pattern, with a Gartley pattern, our stop loss should be here where the start of the X. So we took here, it's a long-term trade, and the target is still way, way off. Okay. The target is still, sorry guys, my scale has switched here. My price is on the left-hand side here. So the price target is 180. We are currently around 169, 170. So that's about 1,000 pips we still expect to the upside on this pair. A simple WXY trade. Okay. All right. So this is why. So when you are in the long-term trade like this one and you get these deep pullbacks, you don't worry if you know what is going on, what the pattern is doing. This is a classic flat correction. Okay. So that's pound Audi. Still haven't taken the trade on my phone. So I'm speaking to you. I wanted to try and take the trade on my phone. Okay, now it's done. All right. So that's pound Audi. So I can just show you how what we had in the analysis for pound Audi. You can see that Gartley pattern I was talking about. A regular flat, that's what we thought. If it was a regular flat, it was going to end around this line, but when expanding flat, it ends at the 1,618 extension. So we took it like that. So you see this trend line. This is a very strong, supposedly supposed to be a strong trend line, and when it breaks, it's supposed to go all the way, right? But you don't here. Okay, but that's why I said the trend lines don't mean anything. Patterns mean everything. So market moves in waves. So I look at the waves. I don't look at these trend lines. These trend lines are just guiding me to see what's going on. Look at this thing. Classic. Comes down right here. I actually wrote regular. This was actually a mistake because I've actually indicated an expanding one here. And you can see that it came, checked the low, then went up. Patterns. Understand patterns and learn the right way. So it's not just about the count, it's about understanding it right. Okay. All right, so that's Pound Audi. Euro New Zealand, my favorite pair. We're making so much money with this one. I've posted it so many times. So, but remember, when I post these setups, I do not post them with the entry strategy, right? And the confirming rules that confirm the rules that confirm that you need to take the trade. That's why I just give you the direction, and you use your own strategy to enter. Here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse. Okay, actually the 5 had not completed, and that is what we were looking to trade. So I spotted this tree here, and I thought when it did this, when it did this 1, 2, 3 here, I thought there was an ABC and then we'll be ready to go. But it didn't go. Instead, what it does is, not that I'm wrong, it's just doing a double. It does a double, correction. Then you get another one, another zigzag, you see here. And then after giving me a double, and you know how we label a double, it's a double XY. And after giving me the correction, and you can see that this here is equals to this. Then we buy here. Okay, already so many pips here. Right, so when you got this impulse here, it was making this correction, which was a bit complicated to figure out. But we know in a correction, we don't trade corrections. What we do is we just trade when it breaks out. Okay? So we got it on the blue box, it corrects, you check another one on breakout. So now we're in so many pips. Yeah, if we just measure this, we currently 526 pips on this one. Just looking for wave 5 here. You're just looking for wave 5. And that's the power of waves. Okay, that's Euro New Zealand. Euro Audi, I didn't really analyze the trade here, but there's a direction. I can give you the direction for this one. You just go to the daily. And this one is actually interesting. I just don't trade it much, but I think I'm going to start doing that because I saw a long-term trade on this one. So this is what is happening here. You've got this. Okay, I don't know why it's, okay, right, sorted now. So here, this one is very simple. Same thing that we always do. You've got the impulse all the way from the top there. And with that impulse, what is happening? We're getting a correction. W, X, Y. And we're anticipating that Y to end there. At 158. Where are we now? We are around 151. Okay, there's still 700 trades, 700 pips to the upside. But how do you enter? How do you enter that? So you know you're going to the upside. You just take pullbacks. You just take pullbacks, so you know the direction is upside on in the Euro Audi. So whenever you get pullbacks, and also there's a strategy to trade pullbacks as well. Why is this? My scale doesn't want to move anymore. Okay, any case, just do that. So this is the trend line. So whenever you get pullbacks, they're not necessarily going to come to the trend line. Some will break the trend line. When you get a deep correction like this, you just keep buying. I mean, you know that the direction is up. So why would you want to take sell trades? You can do that if you've got a strategy for it, but you know the direction is upside, so you don't want to take those trades. Okay, you just keep waiting for pullbacks. Sometimes you're gonna get flags. flex. Some point you get a deeper one. And then you just keep taking it until you reach your target. That's how you trade this. Okay. Let's clear all that. That's Pound Audi, Euro GBP, same as with the rest of the other pairs. Same as the other pairs. You can see there's a nice butterfly pattern there. I do not know what has just happened with my platform now. I cannot move my scale up and down. Just give me a second. If you don't mind, I'm going to pause the webinar just a bit just to sort this one out quickly. What is happening here? I must have pressed something. I don't know what it is. I'm going to resume now, guys. I do not know what happened here. I don't know if I can work with... Just remind me to resume the recording when we resume here. Eh? We're actually left with 5 minutes because we're going to be starting with our online webinar in about 5 minutes. So I must run quickly with these ones. Okay, I'm going to try and work with it like this. I cannot move my scale anymore. Okay. Anyway, let me resume the recording. Okay, somebody says this screen is frozen as well. Maybe it is trading view. So let me resume the recording so we can finish off. All right. So this is pound, euro pound. So this is euro pound also, which we took right at the top there. We took euro right at the top. And we're getting this correction there. I'm going to take off this pattern. So also when euro pound was falling like that, it's one of the trades we posted as well, we discussed. Right, nicely on the 4-hour chart. Right, so this is what it looks like. You get the impulse. Get this impulse here. Right, so after the impulse, you're getting something like this. 1, 2, 3. And this is a classic expanded flat correction. Okay? You can see this is a flat correction. Let's check the fib here quickly while everyone is still here. Right, so you can see that this one ends exactly at the 1,618, confirming to the rules. Okay? So like with the other pound pairs, we were anticipating that it will reverse. Remember, the pound here is a quoted pair. The rest of them have got pound on the front. So this is why we're anticipating a down move on this one. You can see that it all correlates. So you can see here you're getting a flag. When this flag breaks to the downside, you're ready to go. Okay? You're ready to go. Also, this is what we posted here on our premium group. We discussed all the pound pairs. So it was just up to the members to decide which one they wanted to take. Let me see if I've got Euro GBP. Actually, don't know. Okay, here it is. You can see here, actually, this was way before that correction ever started. So we knew that when after the impulse comes a correction before we go. So this is not guesswork. You can see here. Okay, so let's look at the next one. I'm not going to go look through Euro CAD, Euro Chief, New Zealand CAD. An interesting one. So New Zealand CAD, if you look at the 4 hour, we've got a big Gartley pattern forming there. And the target for that Gartley, let's look at that. Okay, let's just look there. So the target for that Gartley is way up there around the 1 area. So that's over. If we currently here, we're going to be looking to take a trade around the 88. We're currently on the 87. So over 400 pips to the upside still. So the Gartley has already started playing out here, giving us this wave 1. This wave 1 here. You can see that we've got a wave 1 with clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure. So we're currently forming a wave 2 here. Look at this. This is a trade that we discussed yesterday in the premium group. You can see that now it is sitting right on the 78. You can see that it's sitting right on the 78 and it's bouncing on it. Okay, if you want to take the trade, you can take it with a stop loss here. But most of the time, these trades go and come back again and give you a double bottom here. I don't like this pattern can come and do something like this before it goes. So the easiest way to trade this and to be sure is that the reversal has really happened is when it breaks this downtrend, get a small flag, then you're ready to go for many, many pips to the upside. Okay, so for now, that's what you're trading here. You've got the bigger Gartley pattern, but with the after that big Gartley pattern, you're getting this smaller one as well. Okay, getting this smaller one as well. Okay, so that's how we trade this one. So that's New Zealand CAD Chief. I'm not going to really look at. I'm just going to run through it quickly. CAD Chief. It's loading a bit slowly. All right, so CAD Chief. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. We're just in a correction here. I doubt this correction is finished, so this is what I think will happen here. You see, this is how I do when I make adjustments. So I haven't looked at this one since I labeled it down here. So this is what I anticipate. I anticipate that this whole zigzag will be a W. And then this here will be a connector, giving me a double correction. And I know it's going to give me a double correction because I can see how these candles look like here. It looks like a correction to me. So that's what I'll get. I'll get a double XY. So when this breaks to the downside, then you get this trade to the downside there. This flag, when it breaks to the downside, you may even have to wait for a flag because this is a 4 hour. You go to the 1 hour and get this flag like this, and then you go. But I don't like this trade because it moves very slowly. Okay, look here. Here you get at least a decent impulse, but after that you just get a correction all the time. You get this impulse, and that impulse, all those gains are taken off again with this correction. Yes, you do get impulses, but this is very slow. I don't like trading slow trades. I don't like taking slow trades. So here we're gonna get a 1, 2, 3x maybe, and then after that you get a nice. You get a nice 1, 2, 3 like that, and then after that we go. Okay, so that's CAD Chief. I don't know how I skipped New Zealand CAD. Is also a very interesting pair. Oh, okay, I've already discussed New Zealand CAD. What's left? Silver, similar to gold. I'm not going to go through silver. Let's look at oil and Bitcoin and we're done. Okay, oil. Okay, oil is ready for a buy. That's why all those US dollar CAD is going down. And there's also a correlation with US dollar CAD and US dollar ZAR. Okay, you can see that you have broken this to the upside. Okay, you've broken that to the upside. If I show you the daily, we've been anticipating this move. We've got a strong move to the upside. Those who trade oil, you can buy it now with a stop loss under the low here. You can see here WXY. So the target here is still 53.86. You can still take this trade for a couple of 100 pips. So you're still over 300 pips on this trade. You're getting a nice reversal candle there. Okay, so you can see that's on the daily. This was just a correction. We're just pulling back here. So if you wanted to, if you trade oil, it's ready. If it does something like this on the 1 hour time frame, then you can go. So that's oil. Right, so oil, and let's lastly look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin. So a couple of things can happen with Bitcoin. So the patterns are like a puzzle. You just like playing a puzzle to see what it's going to end up as, you know. So wave 5 ended, we got this correction forming here. And what I'm thinking is that we're going to come and take the high there and then go down. And this will be a regular flat maybe, or even an expanded. You can even take or break the high here, go up and come down. If it comes down to the lows here, to the lows around 3,000, then I'll be looking to buy Bitcoin. But for now, it's too expensive. Bitcoin is very expensive. So there's still a chance that it may come down here, maybe even a bit lower, giving us an expanded flat, and then we go. And this whole thing so far will just be a one big 1, 2, 3 on Bitcoin. Okay, so that's still going to take time. So there's a whole lot of hype with Bitcoin, but it's going up, yes. But what goes up must come down. Okay, so that concludes tonight's webinar. Okay, so if you wanna get hold of me, this is my number. I'm gonna give you my number now. An international number. It's written like this. My number is +27 827 9 6 6 3 2 4. You can call me on this number. This is the number that I use on Telegram as well. I actually prefer that you send me a text on Telegram if you're not on Telegram, or you can also use WhatsApp with this number. If you're not on Telegram and you prefer to use email, my email address is vmanena @gmail.com for course inquiries. I'm going to talk a bit about the course now, what we do in the course. Okay, so our next course is on the 4th of November. Oh, no, sorry, let me just confirm the dates here. Okay, so the next course is in Sandton in South Africa, Johannesburg, on the 4th and the 5th of November. And then from the 6th to the 9th, we actually start our online course. And this is how our online course works as well. So the online course starts on a Monday. We start from 16:30 GMT, that is 18:30 South African time, and we run for about 2 hours. So what we do there is we run the course for about 2 hours. We learn, I know it's supposed to be an advanced course, but we cover a bit of the basics as well, because if you're going to attend the course, it means there's something wrong with your trading. So to improve that trading, then it means that there are some basics missing. So we do cover some basics as well, and we cover risk management in the course. And for the remainder of the course, we just delve straight into the Elliot wave theory and advanced patterns. And we give you the whole theory, and we do some practical real-life market examples during the 4 days. And then after the 4 days, we put you in the premium group where you are free to send your own charts. Some of the traders that we've trained before can comment on your charts as well. We can comment on your charts and guide you if necessary. So that is mentorship. That we do that for 2 years. Okay. So if you want any further information about the course, you can contact me through the methods that I've shown you, that number and email as well. I'm also on Facebook, and my Facebook is the same as my Facebook profile is the same as my YouTube profile name, which is Ndibuo Victor Manena. The first name is this one. It's written like this, Ndibuo Victor Manena. So you can also inbox me on Facebook for training inquiries. Okay, so I think that concludes tonight's webinar. I'm going to pause it. So unfortunately, I've run a bit over time, and we're about to start our online course in supposed to have started already. But otherwise, thank you very much for joining, and enjoy your evening. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the webinar. Good luck with your trading. Thank you for staying and attending. Thank you very much.